doing what they usually do on this kind of circle, which is sort of play off towards that eastern side, go for a bit of a split, try and control a little bit more zone so they have more freedom to move later on. It also sets them up nicely to head towards Longhouse on that south side, just in case it does move back down towards the south here. Overall, pretty interesting circle with a lot of moving parts.
Absolutely. Speaking of moving parts, I was looking at the map feed trying to find out where the heck APG is. I don't see them anywhere near in this circle, and they are all the way on the south side. So they're outside of the zone, gonna have to sneak their way on in here. But pretty much majority of the major POIs in the center of the zone, they're all taken already.
Yeah, there's no space. There's no space left at the inn. For DX Xavier, they're getting themselves headed up to a location where they can play off the ridge side later. But yeah, teams are pretty hesitant to full commit anywhere at the moment. The only real clash that's happening is probably between Goat as well as Ulf. That's on the northwest side towards that plateau that sits around San Martin.
Yeah, I know why. I mean, teams do not want to get caught on rotation right now. I understand why they're playing it so careful. If you're going to go out, might as well go out using that gun skill. Well, let's see right now where this next zone's going to go. You see Alter Ego there? They're still in the blue zone. APG finally make it on in, and we get that hard shift to the north. It's off to the races for one of those few spots left in this circle.
Regnum Kai have to move. Like we said, they had to gamble on this, and they certainly went for the gamble. Unfortunately, this time around, they do not win out.
Snake eyes.
It is snake eyes for them. E-Arena over towards the southwest as well. I think E-Arena's doing quite well today. They get up to 89 points. I think they've been really giving it to stay in that conversation towards the middle of the pack right now. It's Mamples who control the majority of that northern zone. And Alter Ego who made a really, really long rotate over towards that north side, Jukes.
Pays off. Pays off. Vampire. Look at that. Gonna lose a player there. Down to 3. Great last day for Vampire. I love the fact that they really put everything out on the line for their home crowd. Love to be able to see that here. Warman's going to go down there for E-Arena, and he is not getting picked back up.
It's very unlikely.
That's a fact.
They could try and get over towards him, but again, it's very dangerous. DRX, 2 South Korean squads going at it. QXZ.
Got him.
On live support there for just a second before Nolbu's able to take him down. That clears out a little space on the south side there for D Plus to mess around with going forward as well. But what a rotate from Thunder Talk. They get right over towards that ridge line. They're set up on the high ground, so they controlled most of the important space there. Just a question whether the circle shifts back over towards that northwest again, in which case we're heading over towards that plateau, which is so uncomfortable to play. So you'll likely see a lot of our teams diverting towards the edge of the map.
D+, you can see them just still playing edge, just trying to gatekeep, find a way out into this next circle. Meanwhile, there's Thunder Talk getting a nice little nade knock.
On to Alpha 7.
That is on the Alpha 7, and that's Guizao. Hurting really bad. Rebel gets knocked as well, and Thirsted. Alpha 7 again. Can't make it happen in this Miramar.
It might be done. It might be done. I feel like the way that Alpha 7 is currently playing is just not up to scratch for the rest of this lobby. They go for a 2-2 split. It's hesitant, right?
Looking like a shell of their former selves at this point.
Why push that Ivy? You could have wrapped over towards the north side. The north side's very playable on this ridge as well, Hot Jukes. E-Arena fully flushed out. It was a very quick one. We kind of missed that off of the wings. Yeah. APG still on 3 outside the blue. They're rotating over the top of D+.
APG down to 2, actually. And you can see them here in the same position that Alpha 7 is. That opens the door big time for the rest of the lobby here to catch up to them.
I'm talking about if Ulf gets a good game, if Thunder Talk gets a good game, suddenly you've got 4 teams in the Smash zone. Even DRX, but I think DRX is slightly less likely to have a strong match off the back of this one. Yeah, man, there is a lot of teams that can get in towards that smash zone and make this last game so uncomfortable. Because if we suddenly have 4 teams on match point, right, we're looking at 20% of the lobby being able to finish the game there and then and end up in first place.
Just steal away the championship for yourself. $500,000 in the bank account just with one game. Let's see right now. As APG are on the rotate, just trying to survive here, but Lemon has got top in his sights. He's in big trouble, though. The shots, the third party ends up saving top for a little bit longer. They end up losing one of their players, though, so now it's, APG down to a single solo.
Just top remaining. And they try and make the rotate over towards the north side. But it ain't happening. It ain't happening.
Bose goes down. There's Chips. Uh-oh. D+ putting up some points in Miramar. Just a little pregame to their last Miramar of the day.
We head on over towards that northwest side, Jukes.
Yes.
So we are on the plateau. That is rough. Very, very rough for a lot of our teams. Thundertalk do need to move. R8 have a fairly nice position, honestly, alongside those concretes on that south side. Kara also, similar position, but further south. Magnum Kai, how are they doing? They lost one player on a knock who's trying to crawl back up to the rest of the team. We'll see if that is resable for them.
Looks like Carrillo got a knock, so you might be able to get that thirst on the tops. Let's see if that does end up bringing out. Meanwhile, Chips from D+, just throwing out some smokes, playing it very, very carefully here. We got that plateau finish. And right now we're going to see Thunder Talk. This is that team, I'm telling you, you got to watch out for. They're heating up at the end of the final day. They have the full squad up. And with Alpha 7 and Alpha Gaming hurt so bad, this is going to be such a close one in the last match.
Yeah, last game is going to be weird. But again, like they've left the points so limited. If we imagine, you know, it's 10 points to get to match point from the first place team after the second day. Both squads, APG and A7, have only cleared that by 13. For Alpha 7, that is not enough points, and teams are catching up, and I think they're just going to lose to points from teams underneath.
So it's looking like. That's what it's looking like right now, because Alpha 7 just cannot seem to get it going here today. After such a wild day yesterday, such a lead, gone in just an instant here. See where this next circle goes, though. Alpha 7 do have a duo. They are center of the zone. Got Mad Bulls up there on top. Thunder Talk with some high ground as well. And it goes on over to the southwest side.
That is grim. I don't know how Alpha 7 got here, by the way. That's actually a very nice rotate. I'll give them that. Lovely spot on the map for them. I mean, Thunder Talk could crash here, but it's 2 players, a little bit hard to hold. But again, by the time you rotate over that side, there's going to be so many teams looking at you. Alter Ego down to just Krypton, and he's doing his absolute best to keep his team in the game.
And it's not going to be enough. Alter Ego just not able to win fights here on the final day. Goat taking advantage of that one. Meanwhile, you got Ulf. They know what time it is. They notice that Alpha 7, Alpha Gaming are in trouble. They're keeping all 4 up. 0 eliminations. They're going to have to start getting some sooner rather than later, though.
They are on that north side, so it hasn't really been a lot of opportunity for it. Loxy getting rezzed here, but it's Kara. They can see them. 2 Turkish teams clashing once again here over in those south concretes. I don't think Loxy stays up. It's a nasty nade over towards the back line. The Wolf has to bite back, though. And it really is the lone wolf now here for Regnum Kaya.
Zed Wolf, let's see what he could do. MG3 is down. Lewis, CEO! Who needs a parachute when you got a buggy? See what Zed Wolf could do in the 1v2 situation. Nice little peek there, though. He's going to watch out for the left side, and it's not going to be enough. Regnum Kaya out early once again.
CEO goes base jumping, right, with that little bonus from the end of the year. That's Regnum Kaya down. I think it's been a sad day 3 for a lot of squads.
Yeah.
In particular, I mean, I've complained about Alpha Gaming, but I mean, Regnum Kaya's day has been even worse. And it's been a very, very unfortunate event for that, where a lot of our big teams, a lot of our big names just have struggled to really get off the mark here. Again, I think the Smash Point does just create such a horrible scenario for teams. They get so in their heads about it because it can change how everything works. And it certainly changes the way people play on day 3. For the better or the worse, we'll have to wait and see here.
I'm looking over at the players right now, and I'm looking at Regnum Karya, and they are not happy at this point. A lot of frustration, and it makes sense right now. They just could not get it going here today. Let's take a look, though, at Top by himself, trying to sneak away some more points for his squad. Flat tie between the two alphas in the lobby. Right now, though, the biggest threat is Ulf. Ulf with the full squad. Got to get going. That's Top out. So Alpha Gaming, 0 points in this one. And with 9 teams remaining, Alpha 7 might be able, with this position, to sneak away some placement points.
I mean, if they keep doing what they're doing and picking up 1 point per game, I mean, I'm not too impressed with that, to be honest with you. Yes, you're getting to placement points, but is that really changing all that much? Is that 1 point going to be enough? You grab it anyway. I mean, 1 point was enough last year.
That is true.
So,
that is.
I mean, maybe I'm wrong there. Hey. Circle does cut them out, and we are straight back into that open zone. What a disgusting second to last game this is.
Dude, these zones have just been wide open finish after wide open finish, making it so difficult on these teams. Just every team just playing on the edge, just hoping for the best at this point. Got R8, having a little compound there. They're going to be able to hold it for just a little bit longer. Nice shots there from Kara. Now Kara with 7 points on the board. They've jumped themselves out of last place. And that's usually what happens, though, right? Teams at the bottom got nothing to lose. They finally start putting up some points after a rough couple of days. Thunder Talk, though, need these points desperately. Trying to avoid these nades from Chips. It's going to be a difficult one to hit, that's for sure. Yeah, now I think D+, if you're D+, you got to save some of that utility.
I mean, D+ underneath. He should hit this. Should easily be able to hit this as Nobu sends away. Obscure from Alpha 7 will find Chips, but does not get the point off it. Stolen away by Xing. And Thunder Talks up to 5 elims. Once again, they got a nice little fan area over there in the crowd. They got a flag that's waving. Nobu will find Damar on his lonesome with really little to no defense on that. No counter attack at all from RA. They were just accepting that Damar is now gone.
1 match left after this. This is such, and in quite a few squads. Ulf with 1 elimination. Thunder Talk with 5. The Xavier, no, only 1 so far, but they still got 3 players up. They are going to play in that edge. Will they go for this third party here? It's going to be a tough one, that's for sure. CEO, though, cheeky little angle. Put some pressure on the Thunder Talk.
King making the cross. Will get taken down, but not before running out of ammo. And he might just get out of dodge. Behind the tree. At close range, you cannot find him. Finally gets a little angle. Thunder Talk down to 3 there. They almost got their boy back up again. They're sending in P90 on Nobu. A dangerous opposition inside the building.
Xavier, better late than never, I guess. Here they go on the push. And they are just getting shredded as RA were just waiting for this. Xavier taking their sweet time and getting absolutely demolished.
Still 100 points. It's not bad indeed. Not bad indeed. I think that's a nice place to finish here for Xavier. It's a shame that the gun skill, not the gun skill, but at least that firepower in those team fights, the 4v4s just wasn't really there for Xavier this tournament.
Uh-oh. Obscure, Carrillo in the dip. Very nadeable. Gotta be careful. That's Xavier out of there. All right. Put some more points on the board for themselves. Okay, there's Flip. Gets the nade onto Obscure. That right there was an eviction notice. Marked and booked for Carrillo. He's going to have to be careful. Obscure trying to back himself out of this one. Looks like he might have just been able to crawl to safety there behind this rock. But with this next zone shift, Mad Bulls are looking really good here, Blank.
They're looking real nice. I think the big one, though, is Oath.
Yes.
Ulf on that side, 115 points, looking to break 10 this game. Get himself